August 1st, 2022, I sat down with Jade of Dulsè Clothing to talk about all the success that she had been feeling for the past few months after her Gorilla Grip miniskirt infomercial went viral on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, just everywhere, girl. Here goes the infomercial so you'll know what we're talking about.
The number one question I get when I wear my Dulsè miniskirts is, where the hell do you go dressed like that? Honey, with my Dulsè Gorilla Grip anti-ride-up miniskirts, I can go anywhere. Anything is possible and anything is practical. I can go to the gym in my miniskirts and run my treadmill and do my squats. Of course, throw ass in the club. Hey! Hell, I'll even go to a doctor's visit in my miniskirt if the doctor's hot enough. Mwah. Get your Gorilla Grip miniskirt today at dulseclothing.com.
The massive influx of eyes, love, support, and orders got to be a lot for the founder and creative director, as she was the sole, the one and only sewer for the brand that followed a made-to-order model. I am happy to report that since then she has acquired a team. In this conversation, I talked with her about her mental health after having all this newfound success that was putting a lot of pressure on her. I talked with her about the future of Dulsè Clothing, what she wants to do, what she needs to do next, and we really got down to the nitty-gritty of customer service as an independent designer.
My brand is Dulsè Clothing. I'm Jade. My brand is an all handmade brand. Everything is made alone by me, hopefully not forever, but for now, I am hand making everything with these hands. I take specific measurements, take customer service very important. I take it very seriously. Shopping with me is an experience because, this is my first interview, especially about my brand or something like that. So I'm a little nervous.
I had first covered the infomercial and the Gorilla Grip miniskirt infomercial. Mm-hmm. I think the same week that the infomercial came out in April. And even it was one of the first things, it was one of my first very episodes of the news. And it was one of the first things people were really excited about. Because even with the people who watch my show, we're Black femmes. I'm called Black Femme Fashion News for a reason. I really don't care if I wear them. I really don't. I really don't. And they were like, what? Something we can keep on, something that will cover our butts, something that will stay put. And it was just people really excited about the innovation. And it was so funny because I saw it go viral on Twitter first. And then I was like, oh shit, it's on TikTok. Oh damn, it's doing numbers on Instagram. And it was great to see, kind of because designers is my thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was not expecting it to blow up the way it did. I was just like, whoa. And it's funny because I knew I never really seen it before, but I didn't it's something this wasn't something new I did. For the years I've been making clothes as a business for about 2 years now. And from the beginning, I've been doing this for all my customers. This is just the first time I marketed it as oh, these skirts don't raise up. But I've always done that for my customers. Cause for me, I make handmade clothing to people's specific measurements, all that. So something I care about is it actually being wearable and just, I'm thinking of just day to day, I want this to be something that people aren't worried about having to pull it down. It's just something I would do for myself. So I don't know. I was just whoa, this is news to people. I've been doing this. So it was crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's such a great idea, but no one has ever stood on it. And I think it's mostly because not everyone has the same needs, because a lot of fashion isn't built for our body time. Yeah. So it's something that seems common sense, but it's oh, somebody actually went about it. Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So it was that first was, you were oh shit, people are coming here not for anything else but besides my actual craft. It must have been crazy. How was that feeling going viral for work first, for your first this is my design that people are looking to actually buy?
It's really I don't know how to explain the feeling. It's just so heartwarming especially because I know the fashion industry is such a saturated industry. So for me to be just another fashion designer, but something I did stood out to the point it goes viral. I don't know. It just made me feel oh shit, I'm that girl. Like, like, wow, like I'm really like making like a staple thing in the fashion industry. Like, I don't know. I'm very like proud of myself for it.
Yes, having something that people like associate you with immediately, that
Yeah.
changes the game.
Even now, like anyone who like tweets something about like, oh, mini skirts, da da da, I'll see people just tag me under it, like, check out her mini skirts because they do this, da da da, like, or like, the mini skirt trend, especially lately, has been like really been big. So like every time there's like a tweet or someone's like, how do y'all wear mini skirts without writing up? Everyone's just like, oh, the mini skirt girl, and they'll tag me, and I'm like, oh, I'm the mini skirt girl.
Yes. A mini skirt that doesn't ride up, a mini skirt that actually covers your whole butt, so you're not over here catching a charge.
Gorilla grip. Yeah.
It's something bad. So do you have like any idea how many orders you got that first week when it first blew up, or like an estimate?
That first week, I had at least like 200, maybe 200, like maybe 300 orders. It was a lot, especially like the first like 2 days, which is crazy because it's all handmade to order. So like I was working on like 2 days worth of orders for months. So yeah.
Like that 1 or 2 days, did you sell any more than 200, 300 before the infomercial? Or was that like a milestone just within
that was a milestone. The most like other viral drop I ever had was this other dress that I made. And even then I maybe like got the most like 50 orders the first day it dropped. So like 300 on the first day or 2 days is like insane for me.
Oh, I love to hear it. It was so great seeing it. I remember seeing it in real time.
Oh my God.
Like we know as people in the fashion industry, fashion lovers, fashion designers, fashion writer, that a lot of people aren't used to shopping independent designers anymore. So it's more like either you get it from a store or you get it under some fashion house name that has had 15 different designers and people don't really care who's making it. And shopping independent and solopreneurs is different. So I was just, it's just terrible seeing it. But I know you've talked about it multiple times on your platform, and I've seen it, both you talking about it, and I've seen like where people just don't understand production and processing and shipping times because we're so used to the fast fashion who's biting the independent designers and then is doing things so unsustainably and just doing things that are literally human rights violations.
Right.
And people just aren't taking that into account when they have this skewed sense of when their things will arrive. When did you first start to feel that pressure of people are looking for these things a week turnaround when it doesn't work like that with made to order?
Yeah. For me, like I said, I've been doing this for about 2 years now, and in the beginning, orders were like very slow. I was still like trying to build an audience and like build, customers. And so in the beginning, I mean, I'm only getting 1 or 2 orders every 1 to 2 weeks. Sometimes in a month, I'll get like 2, 3 orders. So like that wasn't stressful. But when it got to like, I did a drop and I got like multiple orders in a day, even like if I'm getting like, hey, oh my God, I got 5 orders today. It's like, oh crap, now there's 5 people expecting their order next week when it's about to take me a whole week just to make 1 or 2 of the orders. So like it really started stressing me out when even the orders were that small. And then now when it's like hundreds of orders now, it really messes with my mental health because there is no peace of mind. Like, and I'm one of those people too, like I understand because we're also conditioned to it. I understand wanting your order fast. So like, I'm one of those people, I'm like, if I order something and it took 2 months to get to me, I'd be pissed off. But at the same time, you know what you sign up for and you have to understand the process. Like it is what it is. And if I bought something and the thing is like I put on my website the usual wait times. I'll put like when order volumes are high, it could surpass these wait times, all that. Like I have disclaimers on my website. So like it is a little bit annoying when people aren't either just like so quick to buy and they're not reading the website, which I can't understand. For me, like, I don't know, I'm a Virgo. I analyze everything before I do it. So I will read every page, the about page, the contact page, shippings and returns page. I'm reading everything on a website when I first go on it. So like when people order something, then they email me 5 hours later, like, hey, where's my order? It's just like, hun, did you read anything? And then I'll explain to them. And most people, to be honest, are understanding when I explain it to them, like, hey, everything's handmade. This is my usual wait time. It's like, for instance, with the skirts, I'll explain like, hey, these skirts went viral. And I'm sure that's how you saw it too. So like wait times are gonna be a little bit extended right now. And I'll tell them like, I'm on this order. I'm this many orders away from yours. Like I lay it all out for them. And most people are receptive and like, cool, bet, I get it. Love that for you, cool. But then there's others who aren't, and they'll be like, well, I want my money back, or well, you shouldn't, I don't know, just arguing with me like they didn't make the purchase and I didn't provide them with the information, but whatever.
That's the other thing. It was like, you have always been transparent. Your site is transparent, you're transparent, and you like to teach and talk about fashion and being a business owner and doing it because you're like actually passionate about it. So you talk about it, and it's like, it's not like the information wasn't there. I just think I don't even know, because I don't get it either. That's why we're here. I don't get it. I don't get it either. But I'm glad to hear there are people who, once you like tell them like this is how the process goes and I'm actually this far away from your order, they are receptive to that. I think that's important, especially when like a lot of people don't necessarily view business owners as people that have that have other obligations, both business wise and for their own life. So I'm happy that some people just don't always wow on you, because that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, someone had like tweeted and they were like, oh, I'm laughing at so-and-so, one of their friends who I guess shocked with me and was like, because they got scammed by the Gorilla Grip skirt girl. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, scammed? Like, stop playing with me. Like, oh my God, that pissed me off so bad. And I just had to explain, like, no, everything's handmade to order. Like, they can reach out and ask me where I'm at. I'll tell them where I'm at, how far I am from their order. Best believe I do not scam. There's not one person out here who can say, oh, I made a purchase and like never got it, or, you know, it's always either on the way or they got it, you know. And if there ever is, I've had instances where like, hey, they'll say like, oh, I never got it in the mail, even though it's marked delivered, and we're both looking at the tracking or whatever. And I don't know if they're lying. I don't know if they're telling the truth. I don't know. But even in those instances, I'll either still give a refund, even though my website says no refunds or anything. I'll just do it off the strength of like, I know if I ordered something and I didn't get it, I want my money back. Or I'll make it for them again and I'll send it again. Like, I am so anti-scam. Like, I want people to be happy and satisfied and get what they pay for every time, all the time.
Mm-hmm. That was definitely, I had seen that specific tweet too. And someone I was following commented under it. And I was like, yeah, no, bye. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. But even like, I had that on the docket to talk about, because I feel like a few people have talked about it, but how the younger generation, whether it be like Zillennials or like Gen Z us, have this constant feeling like they're getting scammed. I don't know, it's because like maybe we're used to existing online and knowing that not everything's on the up and up, but we analyze things, and then we know that like shopping online can be very hit or miss. But this jumping to the scamming thing is a lot more harmful, especially to independent designers, than
when you're just going and tweeting it out like for everyone to see and really make that assumption and just run with it, because people will run with it. And then they didn't even tag me in it. I just happened to search up Gorilla Grip skirts, because sometimes I just like to see like if anyone has like posted pictures of it or anything like that. So I go and I search it up, and I just happened to see this tweet. But if I didn't see the tweet and I never like responded to it, whoever saw that tweet would just be like, oh, this girl's a scammer. And that's terrifying to me. I don't want that label. Like, I don't want anyone to think that of me, especially when I work so fucking hard and I'm so passionate about it. Like, I would never do people like that.
Yeah, that like this has serious repercussions that not a lot of people take into account, especially since even like the model of made to order is for independent designers, it's a sustainable option, but it also means that you're not pouring money that you're not getting back because you have to still be able to pay to live. So you're doing the made to order process and people are calling that process in itself a scam and messing with the money anyways. Something got to give.
Yeah.
Something gotta give.
Yeah.
So
it's so funny because I've been scammed. That's the other way around too, which is so frustrating, especially for like handmade business owners, is people will, you know, pay for their order, get it, and then report it to their bank like, oh, I didn't get it, to you know, try to get it for free. And it's like, oh my God, do you know how much time, money, and effort someone put into that? And you're trying to scam them out of that? Like, scamming me out of money, okay, like, you live, you learn. But scamming me out of my time is crazy. So, yeah. People are sick and then say I'm sick.
Terrible. So we talked a little bit about the constant feeling of like, well, the anxiety around knowing that you have X amount of orders after this one. Do you find that now that you've had this huge influx and there's an even bigger eye and more people waiting on orders, that you feel even more like, is there any feeling of guilt when you're taking time for yourself to just live?
Oh my God, yes, absolutely. Which I tend to not do anymore. And like the people around me have to like literally pull me away and be like, hey, like you need to get away from your sewing machine. Like I understand you have orders, whatever. But like, there are days that I be forgetting to eat. Like I very hardly take time for myself, or like I have a boyfriend and like he'll like ask to take me out on a date or something. I'm like, sorry, I have all these orders I have to do, you know? So like a lot of times especially recently now, I'm trying to take more time for myself, even though I do still feel guilty about it. But at the end of the day, I'm still working hard as hell, but something's got to give. Like I'm still a person and I still like deserve time for myself too. So that's something I'm learning, but I do still have guilt even when I do it.
Yeah. I know I feel guilty on days where I don't record and I'm just like, I actually have things that pay me and this is the thing that I'm working on. So I feel like sometimes, especially when you know like there are people who like actually support you and are looking for it, and you have to show up, especially in the online space where you're expected to show up almost every damn day when it's not sustainable, when you're doing other things with your life. Guilt is definitely like always just chomping. So I'm glad that you have a support system that actually like is like, we need you to breathe outside your room for a minute. Let's
yeah.
let's go somewhere.
Yeah, like I don't know if you follow me on TikTok, but I haven't even, and TikTok is like, I love TikTok. So like, I haven't even been posting on TikTok. I haven't been on TikTok in like months. And people are like asking like, oh, where you been? Like people ask me, did I go to jail or something? Like people are like DMing me and like asking me like, where are you? And that's one of those things too, that I decided like, I have to like manage my time and like how I'm doing things. And I'm like, I have all these people waiting on an order. Like if someone sees me on TikTok, just like having fun when they're waiting on their order, like it makes me feel guilty. So like I literally like cut a lot of social media out of my life, just like focus on working. So yeah, if anyone's looking for my TikTok, I'll be back. I'm just working.
So looking towards the future, after you finally sew your way, cut your way, chip your way through the initial wave that was the infomercial. I know you've talked about wanting to not do this by yourself anymore. I know you've talked about like wanting to expand and having at least one or two people who you trust and who have the skills to continue on sewing and catering to your customers.
Right.
What do you want that to look like? What do you want to do with your next creation collection. Have you had time for creating actually ever since this happened?
No, I haven't
No
designed. I haven't made not one new thing since I dropped these skirts. It's just been skirt, 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 or like, you know, something that's already on my website that people buy too. It's not all just skirts that I get orders on, but it's mainly skirts. But like, I haven't had time to design anything new or like plan a next drop or anything. It's just been a lot. But as far as when I do a new drop, or going forward after this influx of orders, I do want to have a team and it not just be me sewing. It's hard for me to envision how that's going to go because I'm such a control freak. So like I have a friend who sews. I taught her to sew like a little while ago. But she has her own brand now. So like, I feel bad like asking her for help, but like, she's the closest thing so far I've had to like it being a team of people working on orders. But I'm gonna have to, all I really know how to utilize is like social media. So I'll have to like do some type of like announcement, like, hey, who lives in my area, who sews, kind of vet people out and just, I don't know. I gotta figure it out, but you know, yeah. I don't know. I'm still winging it. I've been winging it this whole time since I started my business. I'm figuring things out as I go.
We all are. It's all about taking the initiative. Half the time, it's just doing it with a certain amount of research and a certain amount of support, and you're like, okay, I can do it.
Yeah.
But definitely just announcing it somewhere, I would definitely say Instagram stories and on Twitter at least, and you will get somebody. You will get those people.
Yeah, because I've had people actually reach out to me and say like, hey, but a lot of times they'll be like, if you teach me how to sew, then I can help you. But then that's kind of like backwards because I don't have time to teach someone how to sew. Or if they do know how to sew, they're like in another state or something. So I need to be eagle eye on whoever I'm working with. So I have to find locals, but I'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm. So is there any plans to take like a mini break after this, just to have like a time where you can like, oh, I can actually be creative, I can design, I can think about like not making another skirt, I'm not thinking about pleats, I'm not thinking about third. Do you plan on taking that little bit of time to really just get back to yourself? I also feel like even like after this influx, getting a sense of where you want to be mentally, emotionally, physically, financially after this is going to be different, because this is like you really created something and you really got the attention that you deserved, and after this it's like no going back.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm sorry, my mind just went blank. Yeah, I definitely am gonna take a time to get back into like my creative bag and like see where I want to go moving forward, because I've been too busy with like just the production of the orders that I'm getting to even think of what to do next. So I don't know if what I'm gonna do is, I don't know, make more designs of the Gorilla mini skirts, or like just do something completely different and new. I don't know, Gorilla Grip mini dresses. I don't know, like, I don't even know. Like, I haven't had the time, but definitely like when I a little more caught up in orders, and I'm back within like my normal time frame of turnaround, like, because, you know, obviously orders slow down and they're slowing down now, which I'm actually very happy about. So once I get to that place where the orders are a little more paced and now I have a little more time to not be like, boom, 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 I gotta get these out. I'll definitely like get back in my creation bag and really plot out how I'm gonna move forward. Because now everything's been so DIY. Like I want to be seen as a more like established and like serious fashion brand. So I want to like really like brand myself and like really, I don't know, look important, like look like the it brands. So yeah,
I totally get that. Definitely, like some brands that come in and they don't have anything original, but they have like a brand and it like that does it, even though it's like you and like 15 other people do the same thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes people do the opposite, where it's like, I have this thing and I have to put it out here for y'all to see, and it's damn it good. But just hold on, we're gonna figure it out on the way.
Right.
And that approach is completely valid because you're still adding something to the table. So I definitely wouldn't say don't feel bad about not coming in and not having like your 15 photo shoots and your color palette. And listen, the brand's you, it's fine. It's fine. Speaking of the brand being you, have you, whether before the influx or after, have you ran into a lot of design biting? I know there was one video you did where you explained to somebody that you don't do fast fashion looks like me because that's what fast fashion does. Have you ran into that as an independent designer a lot? So?
Actually, no, not that I know of. I have never seen my design on like a fast fashion site, and I'm so happy about that. And fingers crossed it never happens. But no, I actually haven't personally seen it myself. And it's funny because every time I drop something, there's always the people in the comments like, oh, wait till Fashion Nova see this, wait till Shein see this, da da da. And I'm like, why are y'all jinxing it? Like, are y'all wishing that on me? Like, do y'all hate me? Like, what's going on? But they actually have not stolen my designs yet.
That's fingers crossed, because they just be biting people down to the seam. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I've actually seen a small other independent designer do something very similar to my design before, and they actually blocked me after they, like, right when they dropped their design, and I was like, that's crazy. We won't get into it though. I'm not gonna call her out.
No, that's clout. No.
But that's the only instance of like feeling like I've been stolen from that I've ever had.
Now that you have reached a new level, a new space, a new type of goalpost in entrepreneurship, what steps have you been taking, or you or your support system been taking, to kind of keep you motivated and feeling in the place of gratitude? I feel like a lot of times when you feel like people are just having these expectations, or people are just waiting on you all the time, that sometimes you're like, dang, I really can't enjoy this moment. I can't enjoy the present. I can't enjoy the fact that this is becoming a sustainable business.
Right.
What have you been doing, or what has your support system been helping you think of and do to really enjoy the present, where you're at right now?
What really does it for me is when my customers post pictures in my clothes. That really, like, I will be sewing day in and day out, and I'll be like, I hate this, like, I can't wait till I'm done, whatever. And then I'll see a customer post a picture, and I'm like, damn, this is what I'm doing this for. Like, these are real people. Like, it's like you get caught in the motion of like making the same thing over and over, and you're not thinking about this is different people all over the world that are getting, it might be the same item that I'm sewing over and over, but like it's a different experience for everyone else. And when I see someone else like wear it and like make it their own, when their own outfits, and I see different outfits with something of mine, I'm just like, oh my God, like it literally like recharges me. And then I get back to that sewing machine and I'm just smiling again. Like it just makes everything worth it.
Yes, it must seem the fruits of your labor, especially in the creative space. Because I feel like a lot of times, like as creatives, you just have to put it out and let it go. Yeah. But when you see it, like especially in fashion, when you see it done up, when you see it personalized, when you see people are enjoying it, it means a lot.
It's everything. It really is.